What's going on over there?
This here, well, before we start, let's say one thing.
What you don't understand is
What you don't understand
no,
is,
what you don't understand. That's Mark Blanchard over there.
and right over here, Jet Steve Weisgau.
How's it going today, buddy?
I'll tell you something. It's pretty damn good weekend for the
Well, look,
New York
as you
sports.
noticed, I started with no hat today.
And I'm only thinking
And the reason
one possible reason. What did I wear?
it's blank.
Well, not
It's
really.
blank. I'm gonna guess it says Knicks. That's what I'm gonna guess.
Knicks.
Yeah.
Knicks, baby. Old school Knicks t-shirt. Old, kind of the rustic looking.
By the way, my kid told me I have to put my hand on top of my head because he said, "Dad, that looks like a basketball." He goes, "Before you were doing this." I said,
Yeah,
"So tell me about the Knicks."
Sense. He's right. So
Tell me about the Knicks.
Okay, let me tell you about the Knicks. For I'm going to say almost since 1994, which was when, as you know, Patrick Ewing went up for the layup, and oops, it was a little short, and we've never won another thing since. When his hand was 15, 18 inches over the rim at that point, and he could have just decided to drop it in.
Hey, Charles Smith could have dunked the ball and done 18 up and downs. Easy. But go ahead.
So that being said, and I shouldn't knock on Patrick Ewing because he's done wonders for the franchise during the time he was there.
Very true.
Didn't win a championship, but you can argue that was more about Michael Jordan being down the road than it was about in his prime. Than it was because nobody beat him when so that was it.
Yeah.
Now, this game, which was Saturday in Cleveland, against a team that possessed the guy that we wanted,
Donovan Mitchell.
He is an absolute monster. Normally, a New York Knickerbocker team over the past 2 decades would have folded. Ask me if they folded.
So let me ask you something. Did the New York Knicks fold?
What you don't understand is not only did they not fold, they folded them up in a little box and said, go to the side because we're here to win. They gave up the lead in the fourth quarter with 4 minutes to go.
Oh, yeah, but you know what? 4 minutes to go in the NBA is like a half an hour.
But 12-point lead, giving it up in like 17 seconds.
It's very Knicks.
I figured complete collapse. I was saying it, and I hear Carmen in the background yelling at me, saying, "Stop giving up on the team. Stop giving. You always give up on them." I said, "Well, you don't understand. I have 50 years of rooting for these teams."
Apparently, you didn't understand, and she did.
And that was the answer. So she said, "No, Dad, what you don't understand is they're going to win," and walked out of the room because she doesn't usually watch the basketball games with me. She watches Metropolitans galore. She watches football Jets galore.
So what happened?
So Jalen Brunson, who we got instead of Donovan Mitchell, and I'm not going to say he's better than Donovan Mitchell.
Right.
But I'm going to say I'm glad we have him instead of Donovan Mitchell, because I don't think Donovan Mitchell on this team would have worked as well as Jalen Brunson has. He makes everybody better. And he's the reason we have Josh Hart, who is an absolute gamer, man. This kid throws himself. You know what this is? Charles Oakley light.
That's bold.
That's what this kid is.
That's pretty bold.
He's a better offensive player than Charles Oakley. Not quite the defender or quite the rebounder at all, but he's the same intensity, throwing himself all over the court, everything. I mean, he's tough as nails.
Gotta love it.
I love this team.
So you're telling me the Knicks
Randle takes 17 days off with a high ankle sprain. We weren't even sure he could play. Nearly gets a triple-double. I mean, it's crazy.
So you're telling me the Knicks won a playoff game on the road?
for the first time since 1994. The last time they won a playoff game on the road in the first game in 1994, they ended up in the finals. Pushed it to game 7. Should have won it.
Should have won it.
Should have won it. Didn't win it. I'm thinking, I don't see that there's anything this team can't do. First of all, Milwaukee got beat by Miami. We can beat Miami. Now, I don't think Miami's going to win 3 more games to win the series. No. I mean, unless the Greek Freak's not playing. He wasn't playing this game, so if he's not playing, I don't think
he's the reason. That's the reason.
Yeah, I don't think that they win though without him. So
they probably can't.
He's got to come back. So that being said, if that's out, we beat Boston like what 4 out of 5 times this year. I mean, we beat them a lot. So
I don't know.
Knicks, baby.
The Knicks.
The Knicks, baby. I'm talking about the Knicks. Tonight's another game. Somehow we win this game too, and I don't expect this. I wouldn't lay money on them tonight.
Yeah,
but I won't lay money on Cleveland. Now,
listen,
I would never bet against. I would never.
They're playing with house money.
What you don't understand is that disgusts me. People who are fans that tell me they bet against their team. You're not a fan.
Unacceptable.
You're not a fan. Go bet on a different game. Don't ever bet on
unacceptable.
Your team.
Unacceptable. So listen, they're playing with house money.
That's what I say. Okay? And what happens when you play with house money? You play what?
Now, before we go to the Jets, is there anything you could tell me about your digestive system?
Let me tell you something about my digestive system.
What do you use?
I'll tell you what I use. It's upstairs.
Well, so I'm going to imagine that it's called, it's probiotics with
Garden of Life, baby.
Garden of Life
probiotics. Not only is it upstairs, while you're going to continue this and talk.
No, stay down here. We know what the jar looks like.
But I got to do it. Here's the reason I forgot. I got a new one. Not the 25 billion, but the 40 billion probiotic strain. 40 billion.
Wow.
So powerful. It walked itself back to the cupboard.
Nice.
I mean, that's the thing about these Garden of Life pills here. They not only work so well, but they're like magic. They walk right back into the cupboards and hide.
Now listen,
but when you need them, they're there.
Yeah. Now, let's move to the Jets.
Oh, I like this.
Now this
this is fine looking. This is fine looking garb right here.
Now
it calls for. You don't understand.
You want to give it? You want to do it?
What you don't understand is
Jets.
Jets.
All right, so obviously there's not a lot.
On a sad moment, we lost the guy that apparently.
Oh my God, dude! Oh my God!
Began the Jets chant.
No,
because Fireman Ed said that he was like his hero.
Yeah.
And,
listen,
head of our it's sad. Let's give him a moment. JETS Jets.
All right, so
let's come back.
There's not a lot. We still the trade is going to happen during the draft.
I don't know. You're still confident on that?
100%.
I think I'm more confident that Vinny Testaverde is going to play for us.
Nah. It's going to happen during the draft. So at 13, it looks we're still looking at like it's going to be a tackle. That's what the consensus is.
Jenkins high on their list.
Who?
Jenkins or something?
No. Broderick Jones.
Broderick, same thing.
Yeah. That's the consensus kid. He's the kid from Georgia. Consensus.
Yeah. To be a good kid too.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, so that's good.
The second round, I'd love to get a linebacker, but the consensus is they're going to take one of the centers, whoever's available in the second round.
I don't mind
You're all
that.
good.
I don't mind that. There's a lot of good centers, and
There's three guys,
yeah,
and
you know,
if they love them, they'll get one of them.
because we don't have a backup.
Well,
But
we don't have one.
we sort of do because he played it a little bit, but I don't know. Yeah, I agree. So we get a center, and if we get this goofball Rodgers, when we get this goofball Rodgers, when and if we get
No,
this
when?
goofball,
It's when.
I hope so.
No, I don't hope so, but we're stuck, and it's when. So
no, he's gonna play. He's gonna play his heart out. But here's something we could talk about. Quentin Williams didn't show up at the
no, he's not going to show up.
non-mandatory camp or whatever. Yeah,
That's right.
Unless the deal is done. Although
That's right. Good for him.
Joe Douglas says it's in good shape. It's in
good for him. First off, he said this months ago.
No, he said it last season.
Right. He said, "Look, I'm
not coming next season to the beginning."
He goes, "I want to get a deal done, but I'm not going to come if we don't have a deal done." So he's their best defensive player outside of Sauce. He's right now he's the heart of that line. I'm glad he'll get his money. He'll get his money.
I hope so. But, the problem is there's been 3 tackles that have gotten $21 million plus deals per year.
This is that's the price.
He's only due 8.6 or 9 something. Whatever. That's the
price.
I think he's worth it. I think he's the pulse of the engine. The Jets team.
He is. There's only the only guy better than him, I think, in the league at his position is Aaron Donald.
And he's the best. He's the best defender in the NFL.
He's the best lineman, D lineman there is. So, but I got no problem paying this kid. None.
Neither do I. Let's do it.
It'll get. That'll get done. The quarterback guy, whatever his name is.
I say pay him because you know what he represents? Jets. Jets.
So before we switch to the Mets, there's you were telling me about the stuff that walked upstairs in the cabinet.
Let me tell you something. I walked by itself because the power that Garden of Life has. You don't have to always have the label here to know. Look it up, guys. You guys have the internet here, and I'll bring it next time. It's still in its box because I got 4 of the 25 billion left to take, and when I do finish those, I'll be going up to 40 billion. Not that I need it, but they say there's some research switching around on the probiotic strains is a good thing to do. Good. So that's what I did.
Okay? That makes sense.
That's on the John Hopkins website, and I
know what they're talking about.
I trust them. I don't trust.
You know who else I trust?
But I trust John Hopkins.
You know who else I trust?
Tell me.
Uncle Steve.
Uncle Steve's in the house. Now I'm excited. I mean, I'm almost giddy about this team now.
Almost.
They played shitty this weekend.
They played a AAA. They played the kid they brought up yesterday. If I said to you yesterday, who's Budo? You would have said, well, is that some restaurant you went to out in New York?
Budo's, yeah. It's
Budo.
It's a family Italian
restaurant. This kid, I don't even, number 70. That's
Buca. That's Buca de Peppa. That's not Buca.
This kid gets on the mound. He throws pretty solid 5 innings. I mean,
6. He threw 6.
AAA team. I mean, Oakland's a AAA team, but still.
Yeah, but they got a couple good hitters. They're not a AAA team in their hitting. They're a AAA team in their pitching. And that's what disturbed me was that, we're doing that same shit. We're loading the bases. We're getting no outs, men on second and third, and we're not scoring. But I don't like it. Lindor is playing like a madman.
Yeah.
Alonso, he's playing like a madman.
Did you see that bomb he hit yesterday?
Dude, that thing, I mean, first of all, it hit the facing of the second deck.
The third.
Above the second, I'm saying.
Yeah.
It hit the facing. It hit so hard, it ricocheted past the outfielder.
Coming back.
I mean, how do you hit a ball that far, that hard? And then they gave some stupid stat, 431 or something. Get the hell out. That thing was a 500-foot hitter.
I don't care.
I don't
tied
care.
the game. It
In
tied
the
the
ninth
game.
inning. In the ninth inning with one out. Nobody on. Alonso's been, I mean, it's 2 weeks in, but he's the MVP right now.
No, well, I mean, it's 2 weeks in, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so, and
Guy's
Lindor's
got,
right there. Lindor's right with him. What you don't understand is
Yeah.
the New York Metropolitans have the best leadoff hitter in the game right now.
Yep.
All around play. It's 2 brilliant diving saving catches as well. Game saving at the end. And the best number 2 hitter in the league with Marte. I mean, there's a couple that are up there with them. And then they're 3-4. There's no better 3-4 combination in baseball. But here's my problem. Other than McNeil, after the 4, I don't think we're that strong this year so far.
Well,
we got to figure this out.
Well, listen.
I love Eduardo Escobar. He can't play from the left side. And anytime he has to get, Batty has to be up every time. It's a right-handed pitcher.
Batty's coming up
today.
I think he will be with them in
La
La Land.
Wednesday at 12:10. I'll be sitting 4 rows back on the first baseline, but all the way up by the dugout. So I may catch a couple home runs by the New York Metropolitans.
Look at that.
Okay? I'm calling it now. What you don't understand, if that ball is within 30 feet of me, it's mine.
Yours.
Mine. Or Carmen's. Carmen's apt to catch it faster than me. But we'll see.
And Max will be pitching the third, not the game you're going, but the third.
No. He's supposed to pitch Wednesday day.
Is he?
Yeah. They just said it today. He's supposed to pitch Wednesday. So I'm going to see Max pitch.
I'd rather him miss a start in Oakland and pick up the start against the Dodgers.
And actually, I think it was more about that than it was anything else.
Than his back? Yeah, I agree.
I think he had a little soreness. My
scapula.
Let's bring up Budo. Budo.
Dude, that kid, I was like, who the hell is Budo? And then the guy they put in after, I mean, they had 2 pitchers, number 70 and number 72. I'm like, whoa, what?
Where do they get these numbers? I didn't know they print them this hot.
And then what's his name? The Curtis. Once again,
he's got to stop using. This is where Bo
Buck.
His name's Buck. It's not Bo Showalter.
No, that Bo Schembechler's dead.
Oh, Bo. Rest in peace, dude. I thought it was Bo No. What's our coach's name?
Buck.
That guy.
Yeah.
That guy, Buck. Okay.
Yeah.
I love him. I love Buck Ball. I love his intense look. I love his camaraderie. I love everything about him, except I don't like the way he uses the bullpen.
Hold a second. There's nobody to use. He used Ottavino the day before, and he used Raley the day before. These guys can't pitch 2 days in a row. He had no choice. He was being smart because if he pushed him, he wouldn't have him for the Dodger game. This is the problem when they lost Diaz. This is the problem. The dominoes have fallen, and that's the problem. And if we don't get a closer like Diaz, this is going to be the problem that could hold us back from winning the whole thing.
Or we need to keep Robertson in there as the closer and not mess around with it.
He can't do what Diaz does. He's 39 years or 37 years old.
So he can't pitch as many innings.
This is a problem. It's a problem. But I know they're going to try to fix it. I just don't know with who, but it'll happen in the second half of the season. Unless we send everybody to get Ohtani for July 12th.
which is not out of the question.
Uncle Steve!
What are they? They're not in first place right now.
No, dude, they just lost. They're under 500. They just dropped under 500.
They're under 500 now again.
Yeah. Let's put it this way, okay?
If they stay under 500, he's leaving.
Let's put it this way. The guy is arguably the best player in the game, arguably, right?
Yes.
Okay. So when the best player in your in the
And
game,
you know who the argument is against?
who?
His own teammate.
Yeah, Trout.
And they can't win.
But here's the thing: the guy's arguably the best player in the game. They come to their first home game of the season. He's on the mound. They got like 20,000 people there.
I know. This guy should be bringing 50,000 people in with his
That place should be packed to the roof.
That's what I'm saying. It should be 50 to 60,000. And I'm not going to say that it's the same. It's the same scenario. But when Harvey was the Dark Knight for those couple of years, and it was an event. He came to the stadium. They were standing on the rafters to come see him. When DeGrom went back-to-back Cy Youngs, did you see an empty seat? This is Shotani.
So if I'm Ohtani,
he's hitting home runs and pitching like them.
If I'm Ohtani, if that's something that's important to him, like seeing like a lot of fans, how discouraging is that?
Well, the only issue I have is, and we're playing them now for 3 days.
Yeah.
I don't think they're that good. The Dodgers.
No.
I mean, nobody sweeps two in a row on the road in the West Coast. So I don't expect to sweep them.
No.
But I do expect to win the series.
Oh, guess who we're finally going to get to hit against this year?
I'm at the game.
Thor is pitching Wednesday?
He's pitching Wednesday. He's pitching. I forgot to throw that in. Thor will be on the mound against the New York Metropolitans, and he's going to be pissed.
Dude, his ERA, I think, is over 5.
It is. But he had one really, really bad game. He's also had a very good game. So who knows? That's been the problem with Noah his whole career. He can blow up out of nowhere. I think he will. I think he'll strike the side out to open the game, and then Alonso leads off. Alonso leads off with the homer in the second game and knocks.
I think all he's thinking about is striking out Pete 3 times. That's all I think he's thinking about.
With a fastball down the middle.
Yeah, all he wants to do is strike Pete out 3 times with heat. That's what he wants.
With heat. It's not,
which is fine.
But it's not going to happen.
No.
He's not going to strike Pete out.
No, he'll strike him out twice.
Yeah, he will. But Pete's going to get him.
He'll get a hit.
Yeah,
He'll get a hit. But I think the problem with for us, the benefit is, I think, and I honestly believe this, he'll be so focused on the guys that striking out the guys he played with, like Nimmo, like Alonso, that he'll ignore Marte, he'll ignore Lindor.
Right.
And probably Vogelback will get in there because he's right-handed, so Vogelback will be in there.
Yeah, but talking about Vogelback, I'm not sold on him yet.
What do you mean not sold? He's a DH. He bats lefty.
Yeah, but he doesn't hit.
Dude, his on-base percentage is second to Nimmo's.
I understand. He gets on base all the time, but he doesn't hit.
He hits. He hits when he needs to hit. And
he
doesn't strike out.
That's the one thing that keeps me thinking, okay, maybe he's going to figure it out, because he has a great eye. He has a great eye. But I'll tell you who I am a fan of is Tommy Pham.
Been playing well lately.
He's playing very well. He's hitting with authority to all fields.
Yeah.
He's fast. He's a good outfielder as well.
Yes, he is.
When you plug him in there, he's good. So you don't lose, because we have a really good outfield. Hannah, Nimmo, and Marte, one of the best outfields in baseball when it comes to defense. We don't lose anything with Pham going.
No, we don't.
So that's
he's
what's
been
really
playing
good.
very well.
Yeah. So I mean, when we had Ruff go out there, that was rough. That was rough. Ruff was rough.
So I don't want to take away.
I'm sorry that I don't have the Garden of Life right here, like I normally do, but I have it here. In
here, right here.
It's in there. It's in the gut.
Right there.
And that's it. Yeah, look at that. Looking good these days.
So now Garden of Life, the thing is, it keeps you balanced.
Right.
It keeps everything moving along, right? Because being healthy is part of the deal. Now, I don't want to get on a tangent here. I'm gonna go on a tangent.
I want you to go on a tangent.
And I'm gonna say this caveat that I won't spend a lot of time on it. I'm gonna caveat is I'm gonna admit it. I am stirring the pot right now.
Let me hear it.
There is a certain musical artist who has an astounding voice, amazing voice. Her face, gorgeous, beautiful.
Her body.
Beautiful. Hold on. She came out this morning and made this statement. I got out of the shower last night and I looked at myself and I thought, I'm the new beauty standard.
No. Because is it who I'm thinking of?
It's 100% who you're thinking of. 100%.
LIZZO. All right. Really?
Yeah.
I'm the new beauty standard. I mean, I hear these discussions. I understand the arguments. Carmen does this to me all the time about how it's not good to just focus on beauty with kids when they're 6, 10 years old because it puts them. Okay, I agree with that.
No problem.
But a 30-something-year-old adult who's now has to deal with issues of health and she's a figure that, well, she's more than a figure, she's 6 figures, okay, not money size, okay. So when you're like that, you're damaging your body.
She's shortening her road
for sure. 100%.
Which is a shame because she's super talented.
So say, look, you know what? I don't care. If I get 30 years more in my life and I'm fat and happy, I'm okay. You want to say that? I don't agree with it, but it's not a detrimental statement that's going to affect the whole thing. But when you say you're the new beauty standard and fat is rolling over everything that you can do and it's unhealthy because you need to say how unhealthy it is.
It's her saying that is equally as unhealthy as looking at these anorexic chicks on the cover of Cosmopolitan.
There's no difference. There's no difference.
Different ends of the spectrum.
Same thing. Listen, I'm not telling you have to have Aphrodite's body.
No.
I'm not telling you have to be Charles Atlas. But stay in shape. Stay in shape. Eat right. Do the right things. Take your garden of life.
She eats some garden of life. She'll get more balance in here, right? Maybe she loses 50, 60 pounds and she still be a big girl, but that's fine. You just don't have to be
different. Yeah, that's a whole different
big as
story.
she is.
You're talking about obesity, and she is obese.
She's obese.
Okay, and that's a shame. And there is nothing attractive about obesity because it's mentally not attractive. It's physically not attractive. It's not attractive.
Well, I don't know about attractive. Look,
no, it's not. I'm not saying that you can't have an eye. Everyone has different tastes.
Listen, okay? For me, it's not
people actually like that other team in our city.
I don't even want to talk about them. I mean, and I'll wrap it up. I'm just saying, for me, it's not about her attractiveness. It's about her health.
And I agree. And to promote that, it's not promoting.
And that's really it.
And don't you owe that? I wouldn't sit here now with almost as many followers as LIZZO, sort of. Almost, yeah. I wouldn't sit here and start promoting drugs.
No.
Oh, I love my drugs. I got stoned last night. No, I wouldn't do that. If I did something like that once in a while or something of the sort, I'd keep it to myself and not broadcast it. Okay? But I wouldn't do that because I don't hurt myself. So
that's me stirring the pot.
I'm glad you did.
I'm done stirring the pot. So we talked about the Knicks. We talked about the Jets. We talked about the Mets. We diverted. Time for some pearls of wisdom, buddy. What's the pearls of wisdom?
You know, I was thinking about this last night, the pearls of wisdom and everything beforehand, because I knew we were going to jump on the transmitter here today.
Yes.
As we did. And
as we are.
Well, okay. The pearls of wisdom that I have in today's world
today
is I understand and I'm not going to use the word that starts with the W because it makes me sick, because it's more to sleep than anything else. Choke me, if you will.
Sleepy bowls.
I understand, and I empathize and sympathize with the pressures that children have today because of the internet.
Yes.
Okay?
Social media, dangerous
Social
stuff.
media.
Dangerous.
I believe it's the breakdown of society as a whole.
I agree.
To tell you the truth.
Agree.
So with that being said, it's our duty as a parent, for those of us that are parents, not to go along with the whole thing about, well, that triggered me, this triggered me, that's, you know what, kids? You got to be a little tougher here and there. Not everyone gets a trophy. That is not the truth. And as you have said many times before, the downfall of everything in society starts with the day they handed out trophies to every participant. Come on. So what I'm telling you is, I'm not arguing. Be good to your neighbors. Be good to your friends. Try to say nice things. My mother used to always say, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. I get that. Funny enough, she does. But, but that being said, I understand the pressures of, every second. But then maybe limit your kids' time on their devices. Explain to them instead, face to face, that it doesn't matter what Bill or Mary or Sue says on a little thing. It matters how you feel about yourself. And we're not going to vanilla this, because going back to your point that stirred the pot, if we vanilla this, you'll feel good about yourself if you're obese. You should not feel good about yourself if you're obese. You should not, you should not hate yourself. Ever.
No. The difference between being like, you should feel good about who you are, but you should also have an understanding that health-wise, not for the benefit of somebody else
Someone
thinking.
else, who cares what someone else says?
Right. But for your own health, would
Care.
you like to walk this planet?
Don't you want to be able to run
normal?
up the stairs until you're 80 years old if you can? Don't you want to be able to compete with your friends and play around? And yes, compete where one can be better than the other. Yes, that's okay. Because next time, as in games, maybe you'll be the one that wins because you tried a little harder. So my message to all of you out there, and I'm going to make it to the adults, to the parents that are watching this, because we know how big our children following is. Okay. So the parents out there, and they're all over, you showed it. Okay. Don't be afraid to be a parent. Don't be afraid to be a parent.
You know what? You should get a t-shirt that says, don't be afraid to be a parent.
That's it. Don't be. Okay. We'll make mistakes. That's okay. Our parents made mistakes. But, as I grow up and I'm grown up, I start to think of all the things that were smart that they said. Today, they wouldn't say those things. 80% of those things that I'm thinking of being tough, of being strong, of stand up for yourself, Mark, do this, do that. You don't get that anymore. It's like,
no, you don't.
So come on, guys.
All right.
Don't be afraid
to be a parent.
And with that, what do we say?
We say what you don't understand is. That's Mark Blanchard over there.
With Jet Steve Weisgau.
And we will see you, high five,
very soon.
Adios.
Adios.